Now at the Deer Park, Karen, the quality of lighting in this development is not only beautifying, but also therapeutic. Architect Andrew takes us through the lighting design in this development in just a bit. What was it like designing this property?
It was a very engaging and very collaborative process designing this project. Okay. Collaborative in different levels. Okay. One with the client, Deer Park Limited, and again collaborative in the form of our designers in the farm and those who are running the project on site, right through design, through value engineering, right through construction and seeing the product that you're seeing today.
Mm-hmm. What were the client's requirements for this particular development?
So first of all, the client was very appreciative of contemporary design. Now, when I say engaging, it's always good to have a client who gives you that freedom. You know, in as much as you say it's contemporary, it wasn't subscribed to one particular style. Yes. So that was one thing that we really appreciated with the client. But they're very particular in their tastes, in their requirements for how the spaces relate to each other. And one thing that was very keen on what the development had to achieve is that this had to be an entertainment building. So you'll see a lot of that in terms of even the spaces that are provided within the building.
So what inspired this design?
So the design was really inspired by the site. So when we first came to the site, and I will share the graphics of what the existing trees we found on site were.
Maybe we can have it on screen?
Yeah, definitely, it'll be shared on screen. So we came to site, we did a topographical survey, we did a tree mapping of all the trees that were on the site. If you look around the site, you'll realize a lot of the trees on the site are actually mature trees. These are not trees that were planted by a landscaper. So for us, when we were setting out the buildings, coming up with the design in itself, yes. A lot of the spaces were organized, and the form of the house was organized such that we pay respect to the existing trees on site. Then you'll notice also in terms of how the spaces then are organized, we have a lot of connection to views within the existing site. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You've thoroughly explored the concept of natural lighting in this particular development.
Yes, we've done.
Tell us about the relationship between light and space.
So for you to truly appreciate space, you gotta really take advantage of light. Okay. And for me, again, for you to truly appreciate architecture, if you don't take advantage of light, there's some elements about how a space is laid out that you won't really notice. Okay. So it's something that is really critical in terms of design, and some people overlook it. They think that the only thing around design is having a very good floor plan or a layout. But for me, taking advantage of light, it might accentuate some things within the space that is very important. And for us in designing this, we found that to be one of the very critical items in terms of bringing out the architecture and the spatial quality of the rooms. Again, I just want to point out that even in terms of understanding volume, if we didn't have the natural light that we have, sometimes spaces might feel claustrophobic. If you look at the sizes of the rooms in this house, they're not expansive. We don't have very expansive spaces, but then you feel this expansive space just because of the light. So for me, even the appreciation of volume is very important. And a lot of architects and designers don't take advantage of light. And to actually, again, reiterate the point, to have the appreciation of volume, space, and architecture, you need to take advantage of the light.
Sustainability, how did you factor it into this particular development?
So there's quite a number of elements around sustainability that we looked into. One, when we design to best practice. So when I say to best practice, we try and look at every aspect of sustainability, be it light, be it water, be it wastewater treatment. So I'll just touch on a couple of things. Here in Karen, you're not really connected to the septic system or to a trunk sewer system. So we have a wastewater treatment plant here that deals with all the waste from all the houses. And if you look at the expansive gardens we have on the site, all the water for irrigation actually is water that is recycled from a wastewater treatment plant. Then in addition, you'll notice that each of the houses, one of the reasons why we have flat roofs is you'll notice there's solar water heating panels on all the roofs. So even before it was a requirement by code that all the houses must comply to having solar water heating, this was something that we had already taken into account. considering we have quite an expansive amount of flat roof space. So that's another thing that we dealt with in terms of heating, getting our heating bills low. So in terms of sustainability, we really did go into quite a number of elements that bring up the total sum on a sustainable project, other than just focusing on one item.
So, parting shots, what's the future for contemporary living such as this?
For me, the future in terms of design and where living spaces are going to go is we really need to push the envelope in terms of, one, appreciating the environment that we have here in Nairobi. So in Nairobi we have a very good climate, and a lot of us don't design to that. So I think in terms of contemporary design, it's really exploring that we take advantage of the Nairobi weather, the Nairobi light, and I'm looking forward to seeing more houses that interact with the environment as much as Deer Park does.
Hopefully Property Focus will be your next client.
I hope so.
Thank you very much, Andrew, for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Peter.
Absolutely delighted to have had you.
Thank you, and thanks for featuring Deer Park.
Thank you very much. Up next, we've got Properties of the Week.